And joining us for more is our correspondent from Mumbai, Jugal Purohit. Jugal, explain to the viewers what exactly, first, is a destroyer warship and why is the Kolkata so special?
Well, the destroyer as a warship is considered next only to the aircraft carrier in terms of the power that it carries, the punch that it can pull, and the kind of damage it can inflict on the enemy. Essentially, what the destroyer stands for in the naval parlance is the combination of all the individual ships and all the individual capabilities that different kind of ships possess. There are some which are anti-submarine warfare corvette, there are frigates, there are patrolling vessels. The destroyer is supposed to actually represent a combination of all of these capabilities, and essentially that's why the destroyer, and remember, this is the first destroyer that India is building after a gap of 13 to 14 years. The last one was commissioned in the year 2001. It was a part of the Delhi class of destroyers, so it's a special ship, it's a huge ship, and as the Indian Navy and the Ministry of Defense is claiming, this is the warship, in fact, which has the maximum indigenized content of up to 60%. The last destroyer that we built had almost 40 systems which had to be imported and fitted on board. This one has cut it down to merely 10.
Okay. And Jugal, how does this ship, for which the long-range surface-to-air missile and towed-air array sonar is yet to install and strengthen the Navy, isn't it a concern that the ship cannot take on the role envisaged for it, at least for right now?
Well, of course, it's a concern right now that the ship, even as it gets commissioned, does not have adequate protection against aerial, incoming aerial attack platforms. It doesn't have the long-range surface-to-air missile system installed on it. It does not have the towed array sonar, which is an extremely important piece of equipment towards tracking and detecting and killing a subsurface threat, essentially submarines. So, of course, this is a concern. But what we understand is that this ship, even though it gets commissioned today, it does not immediately, take on the roles that the role that has been envisaged for it by the Navy. In fact, the shipbuilders to this particular ship have informed us that it will, in fact, take a year more for the ship to actually execute all the trials, which will also include the weapon system integration, because these assets and this long-range surface-to-air missile system that we spoke about, all of it actually comes under syncing, getting in sync the weapon system integrated with the overall combat and control system of the ship. So it's going to take a while for the ship to actually start doing the job that it is supposed to, and the fact remains that being the first ship of its class, there will be a lot of things which the ship will still have to actually absorb, try out, learn, unlearn. So there is going to be a long time before the ship actually starts, taking on the role. According to what we understand, as I just explained, maybe a year more. But the fact remains that the Navy and the Ministry of Defense are confident that by September or latest by October, these systems should be installed on board.